The sponsor contract will expire after the next race, so if I don't accept the sponsor this race, it will expire, so let's go and do that. The time has finally come to accept the sponsor. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Let's see if we can retain and master. If we keep the driver, we have a favorite track at race 1, and let's see what's possible. We got a lovely new car for this season. I have been promoted from Pro 2 to Master 2, and more importantly, I received a sponsorship offer, a promotion sponsor, so let's check it out. Here is the promotion sponsor, Berkshire Go Away. Almost 3 million for 23 races, and they just need to make sure that we activate the sponsor before relegating back to Pro. So that's all. Currently I don't have a technical director, and I have my driver from last season, so let's check her out. And here she is. Currently she is 163 overall after the season reset and before race 1, with 221 motivation. If you take it out, she would be 145 overall. She has just 3 races left on her contract, so we need to lower the motivation in order to make the contract extension. At race 1 of the season she has a favorite track, so it might be an opportunity. I made a few contract offers on the market, so let's check them out. Firstly, driver, Boy van der Zanden, closer to the 160 overall than my current driver, so he will be better in the long run. One of my teammates used to have this driver, so let's see what happens. If I don't get him, it is not that bad. It will change my tire strategy. I also made an offer to a technical director, Patrick Reinhardt, with 192 of pits. I'm the only one that made an offer so far. I don't think that he will get any more offers, but we will see what happens. This is how my staffing facility looks like at the start of the season. I don't plan to invest anything into that this season, so this is my staffing facilities. Let's take a look at the car at the beginning of the season. We got 27, 22 and 19 CCP from testing, and a lot of level 7 parts and some level 8. Those parts will be downgraded for testing and racing, and later in the season I will be upgrading them again. The transfer market has closed, so it's time for a contract offer update. So let's check it out. And lovely, we signed the technical director, but that isn't a surprise. We didn't get the driver, we are outbid. Yes, the driver is earning the same amount that I offered, so most likely the only thing that could have been is that the manager in question has given him bigger bonus money than I did. Time to take a look at the new technical director, Patrick Reinhardt. He has a lovely 192 pit coordination. He's slightly worse in his testing skills, but he is cheap and only a $1 bonus a race, so that won't be an issue. The time has come to select a tire supplier for the season, but the tires have changed massively. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out here. In Master, the tire selection is hidden, so at the start of the season you don't really know for sure which tires have been picked by which managers, so you can't rely on this information. It's finally time, the D11 tire for wet performance, but I don't have a driver with high talent currently, so I don't think that's an option for me. The Yokohama has lost some dry performance. For Pro they might work, but for Master they won't. Then we have the Dunlops. You have now with 4 dry performance and for 2.5 million a race, but we can also try the Continental for the dry performance in very hot conditions. It should work to retain, but they are quite costly at 3.7 million. Or you have the Badyears for 5 dry performance, 5 wet performance, and only 4.4 million in Master. They seem to be the best logical tire to use, so let's sign the contract. Yes, okay, and a contract signed with a Badyear, and hopefully we don't have a Badyear. Time for race 1 of the season here at Paul Ricard. Qualified in 15th position and doing a 3-stop strategy. Boosted at the 2nd, 3rd and 4th lap, so we gained some positions into 11th and later in 10th place. So a 3-stop strategy. But there are also cars that are doing a two-stop strategy, and we might be blocked and losing some precious time. We've done the pit stop, now we are in 20th position, but the cars in front that are doing a two-stop haven't pitted yet, so we're just waiting on it. And now we are back into 12th position, 11th, 10th, lovely. Just going as fast as possible, using high risk here at Paul Ricard, because it's the favorite track of my driver, so I'm trying to score some points with her in the opening race of the season when she still has high motivation from last season in Pro, and it looks like points might be doable. We have speed, but there might be a slight issue. Yes, about to do the last pit stop. Currently we are in 7th position, and points might be on the table. Yes, pit stop done, and now we are in 8th position after the pit stop, and lap 64, lap 65, lap 66, lap 68, and now at lap 69 we are losing positions. That means that we have run out of energy, so I used too much CT, and so in 11th position, and we remain into 11th position into the race and finish the race in 11th position. In the end, if you look at the result, 11th position in race 1 isn't that bad. Race results for Paul Ricard, finished in 11th position. Points might have been possible, but ran out of energy. So 11th position, it isn't that bad. So race analyze now. Let's check it out. So 85 CT, too much energy used because we finished at 0 energy. And if you take a look at lap 68 and lap 69, we can see that the lap time increased. So that's the point where the energy ran out, and the time got slower, but in the end we got an 11th position. Did you know that there are many more GPRO videos on the channel? Why not hit that subscribe button and watch them later? The time has come to take a deeper dive into the contract extension, and just 2 races left on the contract, and she has currently 163 overall, so 3 over the limit. Normally you would go slow in the next race to lose to try and lose some motivation, but I am going fast in race 2, so I am doing a spa resort training, and I will be going slow in race 3, but after race 3 her contract expires and I won't have a driver. My hope is that she loses enough motivation in race 3 so that I can rehire her from the marketplace. I have an issue with one of my active sponsors that I have currently on the car, GPP. It has still 11 races left on his sponsor contract, and it's still active. Here we can see, take a look at the sponsor. Still 11 races and a lot of money for 11 races. But yes, I have already lined up another sponsor for the side pod spot on the car. But yes, as the current sponsor has 11 races left, and the new sponsor, I have 9 races time to accept the contract, and if I don't, I will lose out on the new sponsor, which has also a lovely amount of money. So yeah, that's my issue. You can't accept it because the spot is taken, and when the spot is open you can accept it yourself when your sponsor is at 100%. And here we can take a look at the sponsor communications. We can see that I have 3 warnings from GPP. That means normally at the 4th warning they will be leaving, but I'm not quite sure when I am able to get the 4th warning to make the sponsor leave, but hopefully that is something that I can manage with some bad results at the end of the season or at the start of next season, depending when this gets uploaded. Race 2 of the season here at Zolder, starting in 21st position and not gaining any positions at the start, but after the start we gain a few positions. We are stuck in the battle, the train for position 1st to position 18th, and currently I am 18th. This race doing 2 stops with extra soft because it's cold, and using 65 CT this time, and hopefully the energy will be fine. And we are currently in 15th position. A few cars had some kind of issue. We got past them. It's almost pit stop time, and oh, I am pitting late. And what position am I? Ah, yes, 8 after the stop. So we went from 15 to 8. So we gained a few positions in the pit stop, which is really nice. Oh yes, we are in 5th now. We gained a few positions and only 4 seconds behind the leaders. And looks like I am faster. I might be using more CT than them. And yes, lovely. We gaining, we getting past. Not had any driver mistake. The field is this close. You can have a driver mistake of 10 places. Oh, we're even leading, and we are pitting now. So let's see what's possible after the pit stop. Not quite sure. Oh no, we are even in the lead. Oh, I didn't expect this. Can we pull away? And no, not really. So I'm a slipstream and they are close. And oh, driver mistake into 6th position. And it looks like we have run out of energy because I'm losing time quite rapidly. That I even can't find my car. Yes, here we are in 12th position, and looks like yes, 13th position at the finish. And yes, a race of what could have been. Yeah, in the end, 13th position is okay. I'm not quite sure what would have been possible with lower CT, but that's something that I need to find out in the future. Time to check out the results for race 2 of the season. Finished in 13th position, starting 21st. We had a lovely pit stop that really helped me. Yeah, what could have been, not quite sure. Points might have been possible with lower CT. Race analyzed now, started in 13th position with 65 CT, ran out of energy, finished with 0%, so even leading the race for some while, and then we ran out of energy and we dropped back to 13th position, and that was this race. Let's see what is possible in the future. Now my driver had just 1 race left on her contract and she is still 162 overall, but I regret my decisions from last race. But luckily for me there is a way to make her drop the enough motivation with technical training, because she is at a certain age you can do this. Your driver will lose motivation if you do a technical training, so let's select it, and hopefully, I think did the calculations, we should lose enough motivation to get at 160 overall. So let's train for technical training and confirm. And yes, lovely. We are now at 160 overall. So that means that I can extend the contract with 17 races. So let's go and do that. So let's select 17 races and extend the contract. And yes, okay. Contract extended. Yay! I also made it into the first cup round. It looks like I have an opponent that I might be able to beat. Round 2 will be the finish point. I don't think I can beat the second seed. So let's check out my rival. And he's currently 18 in the standings. And he has continental tires. If it isn't very hot and I had some good cold races, I might be able to beat him. After last race result, my sponsor GPP has cancelled the contract, which I wanted. But ideally could have waited 1 more race, but now I can activate my sponsor. But I'm going to wait 1 more race, as I still have 2 races left to activate it. And I don't think the next race will be a very good race result-wise, so I think I can wait 1 more race. Race 3 of the season, qualified in 22nd position. My rival is in front of me in 20th position, and let's see what happens at the start. And at the start I lose 2 positions into 24th position, and at the finish of the race I finished the race in 21st position, and most importantly my cup rival is behind me. I only did 30 CT this race, so let's take a look at the race analyze. Race analyze, starting 21st position, only 30 CT, still some energy left at the finish, which is really nice, which I wanted, and finished in 21st, and that's it. The sponsor contract will expire after the next race, so if I don't accept the sponsor this race, it will expire, so let's go and do that. The time has finally come to accept the sponsor contract, so let's click the button, and contract has been activated, as you can see on the text, and sponsor is now active. Into testing, I haven't tested so far this season, as we can see on the CCP, it's all 0. This test session it's raining, and I have the least in acceleration, so I will be going for hairpins, and let's select that, and hard tires as well. This should be fine. We don't need the rain tires. We will be going on hard. 180 liters of fuel and just 50 laps. The tires and fuel should make it, so it shouldn't be a problem. So 50 laps. No, I said 50, not 5. 50. And then drive the lap and lap done. We managed to do all 50 laps. Tires were good, fuel was okay, and the brakes went from 90 to 99% wear, so that is all fine. Race 4 of the season here at Portimao, qualified in 27th position, and at lap 1 we gained a few positions into 24th in front of my cup rival. And now let's jump to lap 65, and you can see that I need to do an extra pit stop because my tires didn't last the 2-stop strategy that I planned. So we needed to do an extra stop, and on the last lap I also started smoking because some of my paths were very worn. So at 30th position this race, and it's now currently 1-1 in the cap. Time for race analyze for Portimao, qualified in 27th position, used 30 CT, had plenty of energy left at the finish, which is really nice. And at the last lap we need extra pit stop and the suspension broke, and the suspension finished at 98%. Race 5 of the season here at Monaco, qualified in 14th position, and at the start we gained 4 positions into 10th, and we remained there into 10th place, stuck in traffic here in Monaco. And at the end of the race I managed to finish the race in a 15th position. The issue with Monaco is you can't overtake. There are 1 and 2 stop strategies, and I opted for the 2-stop strategy, hoping to qualify in front of the 1-stop guys, but that didn't work out. Here we have the race result, finished 15th, about 20 seconds behind the points, so maybe 1-stop strategy would have been better for me, but we will never know. Let's take a look at the race analyze. Here we can see qualified in 14th position, used 45 CT at Monaco, and we still had a little bit of energy left, but the tires couldn't do that much more, and finished the race in 15th. Race 6 of the season here at New Delhi, qualified in 30th position. At the start we gained the position, but I'm not pushing because I didn't have the speed in qualifying, so I decided not to push. In the end I finished the race in a 27th position. So race analyze for New Delhi. So qualified 30th and only using 25 CT. We save some energy so we can go fast next race and finish 27th. And that's it for New Delhi. Time for race 7 of the season here at Fuji, qualified in 36th position, and at the start we lost the position, and at the finish of the race I finished the race in 26th position, so nothing amazing to write home about. So let's check out the race analyze. Qualified 36th and used 60 CT, still energy left, but only 26 at the finish, so nothing special and a waste of the CT. Time to take another look at testing, and before I can test I need to downgrade my car quite a bit. Yes, the next race will be bad, but at least we can manage a test session, so downgrading a lot of parts. So car update done, so now it's time for testing. Testing, it's here at Singapore. As you can see, I have been testing the last 2 races, and I will be testing again this race. So 40 degrees. I think the tires just make 3 stints, so let's go for it. 180 liters, 34 laps, top speed, yes, lovely. Yes, the tires made it. They had 3% left, so let's change the second stint to 33 laps and drive the stint. Lovely, and 1 more stint to complete yet another test session, and hopefully some more test points and a better car in the future. Let's take a quick look at the money and car level, and we can see that I currently have the 36th car of the field, so better results are expected. So let's get going into race 8. Race 8 of the season here at Baku, qualified in 26th position, and at the first lap we lost 4 positions into 30th, and then let's take a look at the finish. At the finish I have finished the race in 32nd position, so well out of the points, and let's take a look at the race analyze. Not that much to report here, to be honest. Started 26th, 30th at the first lap, used 10 CT, had plenty of energy, but because we didn't use it, finished 32nd, and that's it, and up to the next test and the next race. time for race 9 here at Montreal. Qualified in 24th position, but not pushing due to testing wear. We might be gaining or staying in position in the first few laps, as some guys have opted to start on the wet tires. And of course it was a rain race, so I didn't push. In the end, I finished the race in 33rd position with the car smoking. The suspension broke, but we will take a look at the race analyze. Race analyze, so qualified in 24th, used 0 CT, obviously got plenty of energy left, then the car broke due to the suspension. Suspension broke, that's because of the high damage of the suspension from testing. We started already at 92 and ended the race at 100. Let's take a look at the season standings after race 9 of the season here in Master 2. Here we can see that currently I am in 21st position, still on the safe side, but that is mainly because of the good results from race 1 and race 2. The 11th position is really helping, so far so good. Currently I don't have any active sponsors on the car anymore. They have all left, or the contract has run out, so let's take a look at them. Here we can see a lot of sponsor complaints after starting at race 2. So it's race 3 and then race 4, and then we have the first sponsor cancellation at race 5, and then another warning, and the contract that ran out. Of course that isn't that bad, and then another cancellation, the same race, and then 2 races later another cancellation, so now I don't have any sponsors. Today's video is sponsored by... Oh wait, I don't have any sponsors. Subscribe now. Let's take a quick look at my driver, as it's time for yet another fitness training. Yes, I'm still doing fitness. Currently I have 192 stamina, and after the fitness training I will be having 194 stamina, so a +2 from training. Race 10 of the season here at Indianapolis. Started the race in 25th position, and after the start we gained a few positions into 23rd, but I'm not pushing as it should be raining very shortly. These next 3 races are rain races, so I am not pushing at all. And in the end I finished the race at Indianapolis at a lovely 30th position. The most important bit of this race is that I finished inside the 112% race distance, so we get full money rewards. Race analyze, qualified 25th position, used 0 CT, and we had plenty of energy. We did some lovely pit stops and finished the race in 30th position. The car broke, but we made the 112%, so that's lovely. Race 11, more rain here at Mexico. Started the race in 21st, and we gained a lot of positions on the start, but that's mainly due to others picking the dry tire to start on. And at the end of the race, we finished the race well outside of the points into 29th position. Race analyzed, so started 21st using 15 CT, and of course plenty of energy left. Finished the race in the 29th position, and everything was okay, so let's get on to the next one. Race 12 of the season here at Adelaide, qualified in 29th position. At the start we gained a position into 28, and at the finish of the race it's something like a 30th position with the car being broken due to the testing that I did. It was a 32nd position, and race analyze, so started 29th, but at the finish a few parts were at 100% damage, including the front wing that broke. So again 0 CT, plenty of energy. There was a full wet race nearly, so no point in pushing with my driver that doesn't know how to drive in the rain. These last few races I have been testing. In fact, I have been testing for 7 straight races in a row. So yes, lovely. So I have been testing. And here we can take a look at my testing points, my current points, and still got some coming in the future. And let's check out my testing points in the graph, so you can see what happened more clearly. We can see they are on the highest point they have been basically all season, so that's really lovely. So I think I'm ready for a push. The next race of the season is at Barcelona, and luckily for me the race will be dry, so no rain this time, so let's push. So Now here we have our lovely driver. Let's train her again, when we can. Fitness training for a lovely +2 stamina. We got 200 now, and after the training it will be 2 more, so 202. So let's confirm the training. Yes, lovely. And because I want to push the next race, it's finally time to extend her contract once again with 17 more races. So let's do that and get the lovely motivation boost from the contract extension. Lovely. So contract extension done. The next race is at Barcelona. It's a handling track and the weather is nice and dry. We will be using extra soft tires, but before let's check out my current car level. Before the updates I have the 18 car and it's currently power based. So yes, so time to do the updates. These are the updates that I have selected. Just buying flat out new parts. I could have downgraded but decided not to do it. So now we have a better car. It's a handling car now. After I did the update, I had the 9th best car of the field, a level 9 car with handling, and let's see what's possible in the race. Before we go racing, let's check out the season standing so far, with just 5 races to go. Currently safe in 25th, but it isn't safe enough, so let's push again in the last few races and let's see what's possible. Race 13 of the season here at Barcelona. I qualified in 14th position, and at the start we gained 4 positions into P10, and then at the first opening laps we remained into P10 or into P11. Shortly we will get back into P10. And it stays about the same until the pit stop. Just about to start lap 22, still in 10th position, and it's looking good. And oh no, yes, lovely. Luke has made a mistake in front of me, so now up into 9th position. And yeah, we are doing an extra soft 2 stops. So for the strategy, that would mean that normally you would pit at Barcelona after lap 22. So let's see what happens. It looks like I am a little bit overfueled, so it might be good. And yes, a lot of cars are going into the pits, and I will do one more lap. So we are currently in 4th position, and if we can get back into a 10th place, or what would be a 10th place after the pit stop, that would be really nice. And let's see if we can create some kind of points position out of this race. It so far is going good, but you never know what's going to happen. So entering the pits now, and a few cars that are going long, as it seems. And yes, lovely, yes, 10 more seconds about, and yes, those cars were in front of me, and I don't see any cars that were behind me, so lovely. So it's the 12th place, but I think it's the overall net 10th place. So after the pit stop, back on track into 12th position, and it quickly became a 10th, and it looks like I have the speed to close the gap to the car in front, and let's see if we can get past. I believe there are still 1 or 2 cars that still need to pit, and yes, here we have one of the cars that still needs to pit, and now we are into 8th position into the points, and it's looking good, not that much pressure from behind, and we got into 7th position as the car in front has made a mistake. No, I don't think that I have speed to pull away, so let's see what happens. It's about the 2nd pit stop time, and yes, here we are pitting, and we are back on track into 11th position, but we had a driver mistake after the pit stop. Into 10th, a few more cars pitting, and back into 9th, and the points are really close. Yes, just in front of me, and hopefully we can get past and get that 8th position. We did so before, forcing him into a driver mistake, and maybe we can do it again. Yes, lovely, we did it again. Yes, lovely, we are now into the points, and oh yes, it looks like there's a car in front that has run out of energy, so there will be one more place to be backing up. So now into 7th position. But hopefully we can keep the car behind us, and yes, lovely, we finished in the lovely 7th position. There's 2 more points that I didn't have before, and yes, lovely, so that might be enough to retain, so let's check it out later. But first, the race results. So finished 7th position. I don't think anything more was really possible. I think I had the speed, obviously not boosting, and yes, here we have the season standings. So up into 19th position now with 2 points in the back. That might be enough to retain this season. That we will find out in 4 races time. So race analyzed, so started 14th, gained 4 positions at the start into 10th, using 65 CT, but ran out of energy just at the finish line, as we will take a look. Here we see the fastest lap at lap 64 and lap 65. About the same, so that's really nice, and we got the points, and up to the next race. The next race at Tyres has a risk of rain, so I will be going slow. Also, I will be going slow to gain back the energy from this race, so I don't do spa resort training. Did you know that there are many more GPRO videos on the channel? Why not hit that subscribe button and watch them later? Time for race 14 of the season here at Tyres in Greece, qualified in 8th, 6th position after the start, and I remained into 6th position there or thereabouts in the beginning of the race. I decided to not go flat out, to try and save some energy for the next race, so points won't be on the table, but if I decided to push, they would have been on the table, and that could have been some really nice points. Instead of some points, I finished the race in a 17th position. In the end, I'm pretty happy with it. Race analyzed, so I started 8th position, 6th after the start, only using 20 CT, so pretty happy with it, and we managed to keep position. We had plenty of energy left, which was really nice, and in the end we had some amazing pit stops and finished in 17th position. Sadly for me, the race weather for the next race at the A1 Grand Prix is raining, and my driver doesn't like the rain. Race 15 of the season at the A1 ring, qualified in 24th position, and of course it's a full wet race, so I am not pushing at all, so I lost a position at the start into 25th, and at the finish of the race I finished the race in 23rd position, which is pretty nice for the risk that I was using. So let's check out the race analyze. In the race analyze, here we can see started 24th, only used 10 CT, plenty of energy left, and lovely, and we finished the race in 23rd position. We did a lovely pit stop and everything as well. For the next race at Sweden, the temperature is cold enough and I will be pushing. Let's see what happens. Race 16 of the season here at Anderstorp, qualified in 17th position, and it's dry in this race, so I am pushing, and at the start we gained the position into 16th, and we remained there or thereabouts in the beginning of the race, and in the end we managed to finish the race in 13th position, quite a way off the points. The points weren't on the table this race, so let's check out the race analyze. So race analyze, starting 17th, that I gained a few positions using 65 CT or 60 I mean, and we had some energy left, so maybe we could have gone more, but I'm not sure the car would have allowed it. And a lovely result, and up to the next race. Race 17 of the season, the last race of the season at Silverstone. Started the race in 17 and I lost 4 positions at the start into 21st. But I'm not using any rest because the car is damaged, and I think I don't need any points, or I need to push myself, so finished the race in 22nd position, but we got the full money reward. So let's check the race analyze. So here we can see started 17th and dropped to 21st, used 0 CT, and on lap 14 the car broke and the gearbox broke, but that was due to high wear. As we can see, that several parts have finished the race on 100%, so that's the season done. It's all the racing, so now it's time to check out the other things. The season has ended, so let's check out all the things that we have to do at the end of the season. So let's start with the season standings. So you can see I finished the season a lovely 21st position with 2 points. I needed to score some points because my 11th best result wouldn't have been enough to retain, but in the end we retained, and the first hard season in Master is done. So now we can build up to a possible promotion in the future. So let's stay and stick with it. And of course, we have the money overview. I will be starting next season with 64.5 million. I believe we had a loss of about 20 million. We had to pay some taxes, but everything is fine. But here we have the season expenditure. We spent 320 million. 50% is on the car parts and on all other different parts of the game. We spent some money. We tested, I believe, 8 or 9 times. This is pretty much for me. And season was quite expensive. We had some sponsors leaving, but in the end, pretty happy with it. So let's check out on the season earnings. As we can see, we earned 286 million. It is before the season reset, so it's slightly more. And most of the money is from racing, and some is from the sponsors. 49 million this time, and we have some compensation from sponsors that have left me during the season due to some bad results, which is never nice to see. So in the end, pretty happy. I tested a total of 9 times this season, and I entered a season with 29, 27 and 27 CCP, so pretty decent start to start the next season with. And again, I will be going for 6 or 9 tests again next season. And let's take a look at the driver. Here we can take a look at the driver. On the left is the driver at the end of the season, and here we can see what I did. First I did some fitness training after I sorted out the contract. We can see the testing laps that I did and the points that I gained, if you want to see those. And of course, at the end of the season I stopped doing fitness training. I switched to Ninja class because I didn't wanted to go below 50 kilos. Otherwise it would be in a plus 13 on the weight in the season reset, so I kept it to a plus 9, and this is the driver. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon, and check out one of these videos if you haven't, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Goodbye!